I have a thing about write-offs. If a vehicle is category S, structural damage, I think they should be crushed. Not allowed back on the road again, ever. I saw a post off one of the EV shills, I can't remember who it was, but it was about EVs being safer in an accident than ICE cars. Again, I find that hard to believe, especially, one of the things they said is, you know, you've got that explosive material on board, diesel and petrol. Well, diesel is very hard to light. You can do, if the vehicle's on fire, it will light diesel, but it's quite hard to light diesel. Diesel isn't ignited with a spark, it's ignited by compressing it to a certain point where it explodes. Petrol, that's pretty easy to ignite, so is petrol vapour. That's even worse in some cases. In my younger days, when there wasn't so many ramps, you used to work in a pit, and the trouble was that if there's any petrol vapour, it would end up in the pit, and if the mechanic's having a fag or goes to weld anything, then boom, and he's in a pit full of flames. Horrendous way to go. But these days we've got these electric vehicles, and some of them have crashes, and there's more and more headlines, seems to be people trapped in electric vehicles. So I would question that an electric vehicle is safer to be in an accident than an ICE car. I'd question anything, the person that said it, I would question anything they say. Just trying to remember his name. I've noticed for the amount of electric vehicles on Autotrader, there's a heck of a lot of write-offs. And the other thing I've noticed, let's just have a look. Let me see if I can explain myself a little bit better and what makes me very sceptical. Electric, private sellers 299, trade sellers 113. We'll search electrics. Then we'll search, instead of relevance, price high to low. Search. You'll see there, Porsche Taycan, private seller. Kia EV9, that Porsche Taycan, £55,495. The private seller here, £44,995. Private seller, £44,000. Audi e-tron GT, £43,950. Those are all Cat S, except for that first one. And then there's some arriving shortly. Private sellers, private sellers. So private sellers are advertising their write-offs before they write it off. How do they know that, do you think? So they've got a write-off, arriving shortly, images coming soon, listed the 5th of the 2nd, 2025. So it's arriving shortly in nearly 12 months. They've still not got pictures. i4. 4th of the 2nd, 2025. Again, if it wasn't for AT Price Tracker, we wouldn't know. We'd just think, oh yeah, it's arriving shortly. Is it? Here we go, look at that one. Kia EV9. Private seller. 871 miles. Cat S. Very economical, spacious and practical. An ideal family car, must be seen. All test drives and inspections are welcome. The car is ready to drive away. Immaculate condition. 871 miles, immaculate condition. Now, if this was, again, fair play to Autotrader, I did a lot of campaigning to get this on Autotrader, because at the time, write-offs were being sold without anybody knowing whatsoever. And you'll see there, that's it, Cat S. I mean, it's fairly small. Some people don't really know what it means. I think that Cat S should be on every photo. Not there, it should be on every photo. And I'll tell you why. It says it's immaculate condition. There you go, there's the car. That's it, very economical, must be seen. Looks brilliant, doesn't it? Oh dear. I use V-Check to do my checks. You can buy a block of them to start off with. Why do I use V-Check? You'll see there, this vehicle, 3 keepers. First keeper, 19th of Feb 2025. Second, 6th of July. He had it for 4 months and 15 days. The second one's had it for 1 month and 7 days. The third one, 5 months and 9 days. 3 owners in 10 months. See all the airbags out of the sides of the seats, the airbag in the dash, the airbags in the back seats. That damage. Do you think that's immaculate? Now that's a category S. It's back on the road now. Do you think the battery will be okay? Do you think that battery will have been tested? Do you think perhaps there could be a fracture somewhere where you can't see? Because I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't put my family in that, and I wouldn't have it near my house. I'd be very upset if my next door neighbour had it up his drive next to my house. I was watching a video by Matt Armstrong. I think it's... yeah, it was Matt Armstrong, and he was doing a Bugatti Chiron. I'm sure it was a Chiron. And these components on vehicles are meant to pull up slowly. Well, fast. They're meant to pull up fast. But what they're not meant to do is pull up like that. And when they do pull up like that, the inertia, the force, you get whiplash, don't you? Right? Because you're thrown forward. You carry on, you're doing 30 miles an hour and you hit something and stop dead, your body carries on at 30 miles an hour. Unless it's you that's gone into the brick wall and then you stop dead. So this Chiron had hit something, but because of inertia, the gearbox, the engine, everything else carries on travelling at whatever speed it was doing. And he's just stopped by rubber mountings, shock absorbers, or in this case, the gearbox had carried on and it had sheared the flanges off the gearbox. The battery in these things weighs a lot. So when that car stops, the battery wants to keep going. All the internal components want to keep going. All the little cells inside want to keep going. But no, they've stopped. Can you put your hand on your heart and tell me the integrity of that battery hasn't been compromised, and that isn't just a bomb waiting to go off on a cross-channel ferry, the Channel Tunnel, an underground car park, the Trafford Centre, wherever, and it's back for sale. The other thing that crossed my mind was there seems to be a lot of these vehicles getting back on the road. Why is that? What makes a write-off? How do they know it's a write-off? Somebody gave me a pad and paper and I went round a diesel vehicle. I'd know it was a write-off by the sum of the parts, because you can see what's damaged. That is like an iceberg. The majority of the price of the vehicle is in one place. How can you tell whether that's damaged or not? You can't. So, what does it take to write off an EV? Here we go, private seller. Cat S, 2025, 537 miles. There's the advert. Skoda Enyaq 85 edition, brand new with 537 miles. Clean interior, runs and drives perfectly. Vehicle registered 9th of the 4th, 2025, so it's not even 12 months old. That's what it takes to write off an EV. Structural damage. Now, I can tell you by looking at that, if that was an ICE car, that would not be a structurally damaged vehicle. That would be bonnet, headlamp, front panel, probably radiator, probably aircon radiator too, and it would be back on the road. That's a Cat S structurally damaged write-off. That might make me worry. The door looks open, whether it was because the guy who just put it there to photograph hasn't shut the door properly, or whether the A-pillar is bent and moved the door, or whether it's shunted back here. It didn't look like it was. That's what it takes to write off an EV. You want to see something else funny? Porsche Taycan, category S, 19,106 miles, 2021 on 21, 44 grand, private seller. Advertised 26th of the 12th, 2025, 49,000, reduced 22nd of the 1st, 2026. This car has been treated with absolute respect, no smoking, no abuse, garaged and charged properly, drives like new, nothing to worry about. Just enjoy the experience of owning one of the best EVs ever built. If you're stepping into the world of Porsche EV, this is the one you want. Swap available. SUV X7, X5, Q7, Q8, cash both ways. Try us. Try us. Private seller, try us. Sorry. Him, her, he, she, they, them. I get it. Try us. Dodged a bullet there. Christ. And my V-check. Keepers, 4 owners. First, 2nd of June 2021, 1 year, 8 months. Second owner, 17th of Feb 2023, 4 months and 10 days. Third owner, 29th of June 2023, 10 months and 10 days. Fourth owner, current owner, 1 year, 8 months and 14 days. These are the salvage details. Sale date, 1st of 4th 2024. Cat S structural at 19,105 miles. Mileage, 19,106 miles. Salvage details, 19,105 miles. 1st of 4th 2024. We're now in 2026, it's done 1 mile. A-pillar airbags, dash airbags, knee airbags, all gone off. Front smashed in, front wing, bonnet, front panel, rear airbags. There must have been somebody sat in the back as well, so the seat occupancy sensor was activated, or he was unlucky enough to have a bag on the back seat. It thought it was a passenger, and it's done the curtain airbag over the window. Boot there, I don't know. Is the boot raised there? Has the back wing been knocked down? Has the roof been bent? I don't know. But look at that. Now, do you remember when there was a phase of just chainsawing around Porsche headlights because they're about £5 a piece, so they were just nicking headlights? But you'll see there, look, front wing's all bent, screen smashed. Done a mail. Whatever you do, when you're buying an EV, V-check, because they show you whether it's been in a salvage auction, and they show you the accident damage. Also shows you if it's on HP. You can pick up a story like I've just picked up. It's done 1 mile since it was sold at the salvage auction. Is it waiting to bite you? Is it a cheap car? Get a diagnostic check. Make sure the vehicle hasn't been clocked. You also need to get a battery check. I wouldn't go anywhere near that vehicle without having a battery check. This is the car job these days. People telling you as well that it's safer to be in an EV. I don't know. Is it? They seem to write them off for very little damage in some cases. Why do you think that is? I think it's because the next owner could buy it and it just goes up in a ball of flames. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.